Hey, what is up guys? Today we're going to be going over the very anticlimactic update that came out today. It does however promise a little more for the future, but besides that, this update is very lackluster. Without further ado, let's get right into these hotfix notes, as they've called them this time around. As always, the first thing we go over is the patch version. PC is now on 1.0.3.17. PS4 and Xbox remain unchanged on versions 1.0.3.10 and 1.0.3.8 respectively. Now the main feature, if you can even call it that, which was actually launched yesterday, which was the original date of this update, is support for the Korean language. Consoles had a small download in the region of a few hundred megabytes for this yesterday, so as I've said, the update was actually yesterday. Well, it was supposed to be at least, but all they actually pushed out was the Korean part of this update. Now the rest of it, believe it or not, which is actually the final few items on the list already, which of course stray away from general, are now bug fixes. So first of all, we have stability and performance. PC addressed an issue that could cause the game client to crash after selecting exit to desktop. An issue a number of people had, not mention any names, but this was apparently to increase the time played in the game, and people wouldn't want to quit as easily because it took longer to do. So yeah, bit of a wild theory there, from a person I'm not a massive fan of, not even going to mention the name of them, but yeah, that video was a little bit strange, and the whole idea of that isn't great. I doubt Bethesda did that, especially as they've fixed it now. I don't think there's any speculation of Bethesda locking people into the game so they can't actually exit, meaning they play for longer. I think that's absolutely absurd. But anyway, that's beyond the point. PC fixed a setting that was left in a debug state. This could allow out-of-date clients to connect, breaking gameplay. Now we have general, but again in the bug fix category. Exploit addressed an exploit that could allow items to be duplicated. So, you know, a pretty big issue that people did have has finally been fixed. So of course with recent updates there's been a lot of bug fixes, and it seems they're polishing off quite a few now. Finally we have combat. Weapons addressed an issue that could prevent high damage and explosive weapons from dealing damage to enemies or cause enemies to heal immediately after taking damage. And that's literally it. So the main notable change, if you don't play in, speak or read Korean, is probably the duplication glitch fix, an issue many people have run into and certainly had their fair bit to say about. However, that's not it for the video, so don't click away, at least not just yet. The Inside the Vault post had a little more to offer. The article starts by stating that today's hotfix was the last planned update of the year, but we are still actively investigating and addressing issues and listening to your feedback. In January, we'll be back with more updates and news on what new content we're excited to share with you. They then go on to explain a few brief things that will be included in one of the first updates of next year. Our sights are set for future updates. In mid-January, we will be releasing another patch that contains many fixes, including fixes for the lever action rifle reload animation, some perk cards, and we're dealing some crowd control at the White Spring by implementing a fix for the robots duplicating on the resort grounds. Full patch notes will be available at a later date that covers all the fixes featured in this update. Now you're probably ready to click off the video at this point and sitting there presuming that this title is definitely clickbait. Although it's not, we're getting there, I promise. Before the good stuff though, because, you know, good things come to those who wait. Bethesda have said, we understand that sometimes the patch notes themselves aren't enough. They got that right for sure. And you want to know why we're making balance changes or adjustments. Beginning in 2019, patch notes will include some brief thoughts from our developers that hopefully give the community more insight into the changes we're making and why. So this could be something that a few people want. I myself just want them to be a fuller, richer, more detailed list. I know people are very annoyed that the posts were getting shorter and shorter, although not an issue I was going to cover in my videos. I think however they do it, as long as they're transparent and don't leave things out, then we're fine. We don't really need developers talking about why they've done stuff. I mean, a lot of them are self-explanatory if you look into them. duplication glitch, it's bad for the game. Things like that are fairly obvious. Anyway, now onto the saving grace of this update. Hold on to your tinfoil hats, shit is about to go down. We're also hard at work on a new mode where you can work together or not without PvP restrictions. We're already having fun playing it at the office, and we are hopeful to roll it out to all of you sometime in the first quarter of the year. Yeah, you heard that right, a new mode where you can work together or not without PvP restrictions. Is this a sign of private servers being closer than we thought? Who knows at this point? I'm sure there'll be plenty coming out about this, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. If there are any more advancements from Bethesda or otherwise, it's always interesting to see what the community have to say. I'll hopefully cover it and delve deeper into this cryptic new mode. I mean, my first thoughts off the bat, this could be anything. If you think about it, working together or not without PvP, that could be a horde mode where you just fight waves and waves of enemies. There could be something like Fortnite with the creative mode and things like that, where you can just build settlements you want. It's very vague at this point, but I mean, the way they've said it, work together or not without PvP, who knows? Maybe that's private servers where you can adjust what you want to do, but I'm sure they would have publicised that a little bit more. But of course, if Bethesda come out and say something, especially with all their recent controversy, if it doesn't go to plan, they are going to get more shit than they did for not including said thing in the beginning. So if they go completely without saying anything, that's fine. If it doesn't work, no one knows. But if they announce something that goes bad, then shit is really going to hit the fan, and it's not going to end well for them. So I think at this point, being this vague is both good and bad. This will pull at people a little bit who are interested in seeing the game turn around, who believe it's not as great as it could be. But this could also be like a final straw for people who are sick of them being vague, sick of them being so cryptic about all of this. I personally am a big fan of the idea of a new mode. What it is, we'll have to wait and see. But like I said, if there is more that comes out, community or Bethesda, I will hopefully cover it and see where the speculation and hopefully official information leads us. For now, however, that is it for this video. I really do hope you enjoyed. Even if you didn't, I'm sure a few of you are as curious as I am about this new mode. If you have any thoughts on what it could be, or even what you would like it to be, make sure you drop it in the comments below. And if you did enjoy, hit the like button, and if you're new here, why not subscribe? Anyway guys, like I said, that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and peace.